Hello, I'm going to walk you through how to get set up on Tonara Connect for teachers. If you already have a Tonara Studio username and password from the Studio app, then you'll use the same information to log in there. So to get to Tonara Connect, you can type in connect.tonara.com. You can also click on Get Students. So I'm just going to click there, and it's going to take us to what the teacher page looks like. And it says, Let Music Students Find You. If you go to connect.tonara.com and just type that in, you'll get to the page that students get to see. So if you want to just get to this page, you could type in connect.tonara.com/teachers. And let me just show you what happens when we go to that student site. See here, it says, which instrument would you like to learn? You are on the student side of things. So if a student happens to end up on this page, they can click there if they don't have a teacher, or you will just click on Login if you already have a Tonara Studio username and password, or sign up if you're brand new. Just to reiterate, this is what the student page looks like. This is what the teacher page looks like. We are going to sign up for a brand new teacher account, so I can walk you through how to do that. Here we go. Click Sign Up. Okay, so here we are. This is the first page you will see when you're creating a profile. We're going to click on Build My Profile. And we're going to fill out what instruments we teach. So for me, I'm going to choose piano. We can also add other instruments this way if you want to do that. Teaching since, let's say I started 2 years ago. I didn't, but I'm just making a fake account for you to see what happens. We're going to click the kinds of students we want to teach, or the ability of students, and then if we want to teach certain groups of students. Right now I just want to find online students. I've got enough students that live close by, so I'm going to just click online, and then I'll click Next. Here's the time zone I live in. I'm going to start marking what days are here. You have to at least pick one time slot for this next button to turn blue. So let's check Wednesday, and let's say I only want one new student and I only have 1 hour available. So it's going to be from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then I'm going to choose Next. And here's where you can provide information about what kinds of lessons you want to offer. So private lessons where they're meeting with you through some kind of video conference software. Here's where you can click if you want to provide a 30-minute free trial. If you want to provide ongoing support to a student who doesn't want a regularly scheduled live lesson and just wants to text you back and forth, where you can give them advice. And then eventually we'll have an option for group lessons. So those are the options here. So if we click this button, it says offering a free trial automatically gives you a higher ranking and will result in more students approaching you. So think of this as like a 30-minute get to know you session where you can show them something about the piano and get to find out what kind of lesson materials they want to use or that you might need to provide. And so it will make your profile go up higher in the listing when a student searches for a piano teacher or whatever instrument you're teaching if you click this box. So but it's up to you. If you don't want to provide a 30-minute free trial, you do not have to do that. We are telling them student that they're going to be paying $30 for 30 minutes or whatever price you want to choose. You can add more options this way for different time lengths that way, but I don't need to do that. I only want to offer 30-minute lessons. This is going to be completely up to you how you want to price it. You will have a place where you can explain to the student what the limits are on ongoing support. But that's going to be up to you to decide. So then we go to Next, and here's where we could fill in details. The maximum amount of characters you can put in here is 75 characters, but here it's a minimum of 250, so make sure you write a fairly lengthy paragraph about what you offer. So let's say, I love teaching piano. Now we have to write a paragraph here. So I just copied and pasted my teaching philosophy. I'm going to come down here and I can choose the languages that I speak. I'm going to start typing English, and I'm a native speaker. And we could link to a Facebook page if we had a business page, or Instagram account. We could put in a website. So I'm going to go ahead and put my website in here. Okay. And then we can start typing in how much experience we have. We can come down here and put in our education if we want to, and any certifications we have, we can do that. I'm going to leave that blank for now because it's a demo account. And here's where you can add a picture of yourself. Here's some tips for you. Okay, so you are required to upload something. So let's click this. Okay, so here's my picture and I'm cropping it to fit. You can click done and then next. You can also drag and drop a video here where you're explaining your teaching philosophy. This is a great way for students to get to know you. It's highly recommended because this is another feature that will allow your listing to be listed higher in the search results. So consider uploading that. There's a maximum of 500 megabytes. Or if you have it on YouTube, you can just put a link in there. But I'm going to leave that blank for the demo account. We'll put next. And we've got a profile being submitted. And we're just waiting to hear back from the main office on once the profile is approved. They just want to make sure that you're actually a real music teacher and not a robot. Then you'll come down here and you can start using your portal. Okay, so right now, and we're in this area where you can edit your profile. We can scroll down here and see the same information we put into that profile that we just created. This is where you can change everything you just wrote. And in settings, you can see where you can look at your username and change your password if you want to do that, or change your email address. This is the email address. It will send you an email every time a student requests a lesson. It will also be in this chat on the side here, but if you don't want to just rely on this, make sure you've got the correct email in here so you'll get notified that you have a student looking for you. Up in the top corner here, if you click in the circle here, you can get quick access to the portal, the marketplace, or to view what your profile looks like for students. So if you want to edit your profile, you're doing it here. If you want to view it, you're doing it here. And we can, of course, log out there. One of the neat things you can do with your profile is if you click here in the top corner, and then you click your profile, it's going to open your page in a new link. And this is your dedicated link that you can share with people all over the world if you want to try to advertise your profile and help students find you on Tonara Connect. So we encourage you to take advantage of this link. Again, this is what a student will see when they're looking at your profile, and this is the one we just created for this demo. If you want to edit it, we're going to be going back into your portal to edit it there. So on the My Request page, this is where anytime a student requests a free lesson or a scheduled lesson, any kind of request from a student, it's going to show up in the results here. You'll see the date here of when the request was initiated, the date that they're hoping to have a lesson with you, the student's name, and you'll see how long they want the lesson for, the price, the actions, and the event status. You'll start to see some things in here. You'll be able to choose confirm or delete. If you go into scheduled, this is where everything that's been confirmed is actually going to show up in this subset of lists. So upcoming, archived, and subscriptions. This is the area where you can look at who signed up for ongoing support. We're working on getting lessons set up on an ongoing basis so students aren't signing up for one lesson at a time. But that's where that will be if they've subscribed to a regularly scheduled lesson. And I already showed you the profile time. Okay, so let's go over to the marketplace. Now, since I'm a teacher, I'm going to log out of my teacher account and log into my fake student account so I can show you what it looks like for a student to choose a lesson. Okay, so on the student page, we see the I'm a teacher button. You can click if you're a teacher, but since we're pretending to be a student right now, we're going to click login because I already have an account set up for my fake student. Okay, so this is what the student sees when they go to the marketplace. It takes them straight to this place where they can choose what kind of instrument they want to study. But these are how they can filter the different results that are here. It says remaining free trials is 3. Each student can sign up for 3 free trials, but they have to be from separate teachers. So the limit of how many free lessons you can request from one teacher is just 1, and they can do that up to 3 times. So let's search for a teacher. So Beth Horton is my friend. We both work for Tonara, so I'm going to request a lesson from her. Since this is a demo, I don't want it to actually schedule a lesson. So it takes us to this page where we're going to choose one-on-one lessons. If you were offering other kinds of lessons, they would be available in that box. She teaches 30 minutes and 45 minutes. And we're going to click this. Okay, so this is the calendar where you start choosing time slots based on their availability. So let's keep clicking until we find a time. All right, so we're going to pick 6 o'clock on June 15th. And this is where a student can select 5 more lessons or 10 lessons. They'll be paying up front for that. Otherwise, they'll just be paying for one lesson. And again, right now we don't have the payment module working in Tonara Connect. We're still in beta. So the payments will be handled outside of Tonara Connect. You'll just coordinate with them on the best way that you would like to be paid. So for right now, we're going to click Next. And it's telling me this is what I chose. I'm going to click this box to say that we're going to be paying outside of Tonara Connect. And this is where a student could write something about what they want to learn. Click Finish. And you'll see that I now have a pending lesson request. This is the one I just tried. You'll see that this one has been approved and this one has been canceled. So on the teacher portal, they have these options to choose approved or canceled. The student can also cancel a lesson by clicking here. You can also cancel the lesson on the teacher side. Okay, these are the requests. My events, this is what the student sees. So upcoming lessons, archived lessons, any subscriptions they've signed up for. And the settings page here is where the student can change information about them. So when they sign up for Tonara Connect, they're required to give an email address so that they get notified via email when a teacher has approved a lesson. They also get the information right here in the notifications section. So anytime a lesson has been canceled, or if it's being processed, or if it's been approved, it will give them a message here, and it will also send them an email. The same goes for the teachers too. So again, I wanted to show you exactly what happens when a teacher approves a lesson. Then it automatically gets entered into Tonara Studio if you are a Tonara Studio teacher. So again, this is the My Requests page for the teacher, and we see that Ms. Douglas here, which was the fake student that we were using in the earlier part of the demo here, has asked to have a lesson for 30 minutes for $35, and the teacher has approved it. So once it's become approved, then you can see it in Tonara Studio if you are looking at the student list here. So you'll see a C right here to show that this student came from Connect. The status is pending because we have not added it to the Studio yet. You can choose not to add it to the Studio if you want to keep track of them separately, but if you do click Add to My Studio, any lessons that are already scheduled in Tonara Connect will automatically be added to your calendar and your lesson details. So that's kind of a really nice feature, and it's important to realize that that means you do not have to create a profile for your Connect students. They already have one when they signed into Tonara Connect. Okay, so that's how it works. We know that we're in the beta mode, so we're still kind of adjusting things as we find out what works and what doesn't. So if you have any more questions, reach out to support@tonara.com. Thanks.